My guest today is a former singer of the band The Misfits. Please welcome Michale Graves. Hey Michael, how are you?
I'm good, hello.
Michael, to begin the interview, I want to hear about the beginning of the End Tour. Since the last September, you played in more than 16 countries. How can you play night after night with the same energy?
Lots of preparation. I've been doing this for 23 years, and like you said, I started in the Misfits when I was a very young man. I started when I was 19. I was touring by the time I was 20. And the way that we ran our set was, we would play for 2 hours, sometimes play 30, approaching 40 songs a night, one after another, in really extreme environments, hot, going to cold, and so I was kind of, I came up this way, so I'm conditioned to be able to, go. But as I've gotten older, because I've led such a physical life, it takes a physical toll on you. I continue to keep my body healthy and exercise and stretch and eat right and keep my mind and my spirit as healthy as possible in order for me to really be able to shine on stage and try to be innovative and bring that same energy that you see every night. I really want to, I'm trying to set the bar as far as what an individual can accomplish on stage.
All right. Next one, do you have the same patience to play in concert than when you were young?
I think I have more patience. Oh. I have much more patience now than I did as a younger man. I see much more clearly now than I did even back when I was a younger man.
Michael, during the tour you have visited many places. You probably discovered beautiful countries and places such a museum, tourist attraction. Which one did you like the most and why?
On the last trip when we were over in Poland, we had the opportunity to visit Auschwitz-Birkenau in the concentration camps, and it was right after Holocaust Remembrance Day. And I'm a big World War II history, but I'm a history geek. I've immersed myself in history and information, so especially World War II, and I've read countless accounts and books of concentration camp survivors and spoken to concentration camp survivors, and just with the zeitgeist of what's happening in our world today, and that place in particular, and had a profound impact on me and I think my guys as well. I'll never ever forget that experience for a lot of different reasons. It was it was out of this world. I've never felt anything like that in my life. I'm a sensitive, I can, I feel energy and aura, and so I like visiting places that have energy, like, in it. I mean, not like that, but that place will stick out forever in my mind.
All right. Everybody who to attend to your show want to hear some of the Misfits classic song, like Scream, Saturday Night, Dig Up Her Bones, and other. What does this fan love of this musical era means to you?
I think that other than delivering the song, I'm having the same sort of experience as the listener. I close my eyes mostly on stage, and I remember writing the songs, and I see flashes of images of memories that those songs and are attached to. So for me it's a blessing to be able to play something that came from my heart and my soul, a song that I wrote, and see it impact everybody else. You know, before we play Scream, the opening bars of Scream, and everybody, you know, you feel the energy raise, and everybody, you know, yells, and it's an amazing experience for me. It's a blessing. It is.
At my point of view, Famous Monster is still one of the best albums in the horror punk era that I ever heard. Do you think next year will mark the 21st, the 20th anniversary of this album? Do you think it's possible to do something with Jerry Doyle, or just to make an impact about this anniversary?
I say yes. American Psycho will be 25, and talking with those guys, I know that they understand the impact of that album and what it's done to and for music history. I don't think that that's lost on any of us as individuals. So hopefully, as individuals, we'll be able to collectively come together and play those songs and get it together. Everybody wants to. It's, you know, the devil's in the details, and so we're gonna figure it out and work it out. I tell all the fans, just keep believing, just believe, and I'm out here making it, doing my best to make it happen. I'm all in. I am. I'm for it.
This word is pretty cool. Among all the songs you have written in your career, which one means the most to you, and why? It's a tough question.
It is a tough question. You know, I immediately default to my children. They're a big part of my life. They're obviously a big part of my soul, and my children, like when we're hanging out, we all sing "Train to the End of the World." You know, my oldest, who just turned 9, she loves that song, and her little sister, she cries when we play that song. So I love that song for that reason. It's hard to pick a favorite. You know, it's like asking which child is your favorite. You know, I love them all for different reasons.
The next question about your personal life. I know you're talking about your father. How is Michale Graves in real life with his kids? And how does your kids see you as a father? Do you think that they see you as a famous rock star, or just hey, it's my dad?
Well, Michale Graves is... I'm like a hick. I'm like a redneck. They would call in America like a redneck. I love being outside. I love animals. I love working around where I live. You know, I have 20 acres. I live on a mini farm in a very, very modest, small, old, busted up farmhouse that was built in the late 1800s. I love being outside. I love clearing brush and just being quiet and walking the creek, and I love being with my children. I teach my children how to forage, and we garden, and we learn about outside, and I love doing that, and skating and riding my bike. My children know exactly what I do, and they understand that you know me, that their father is, there's nobody else that they really can relate to in school whose father's in a famous punk band that tours the world. And so for me as a father, it's my challenge to reveal the world to them in a way that is constructive and positive and makes sense to them of why I'm away so much and what I do. And to the best of my ability, I try every single day to do that, and again reveal a world to them that will help them grow and give them peace in their heart, and know that I love them, and be able to maintain a relationship and do all the things that I need to do as a father: discipline, education, support from far away. And it's difficult. Technology makes it a little bit easier, but it's a challenge for my family, and I think that we succeed in an enormous way.
You're planning to work on a new album soon?
Yeah, I tell people I'm always working on new stuff. Just living, just waking up every day and getting through the day. I'm constantly working on new stuff. I have tons of ideas. I really do, for music and for the films that I'm working on and videos and stuff that I'm writing. I'm teeming with ideas. What's happened is that sort of thing has slowed down in my career over the past year or two because we've really been focusing on the live aspect of things, and the schedule has been so crazy. Like you said at the beginning, we've covered so much ground that I have to, and I have been focused and dedicated on doing what I need to do to be successful on the road, and that's not an easy process, especially as I get older.
The last question, we check the future together. So, how do you see the evolution of your music within the next 20 years?
How do I see the music changing? My music?
Yes. Just to name an example, how do you see Scream or Saturday Night in 20 years? You can be a grandfather and
yeah, man, I'll be like 63 years old in 20 years.
Yeah.
Again, I have a newborn son who's only 8-9 months old. My God, I thank God every day that my music has gone as far as it has. Every night I'm blown away by the opportunity to stand in front of the merch booth, and people thank me for standing there and greeting them, and person after person, again, they honor my life and they honor me, and they shower me with I love your voice, you're so talented, and so if aside of me, it's not about me. I hope and I pray that what's ingrained in the music and the songs that people love, and that helps them get through a shitty week, a shitty day, a shitty month, whatever source of inspiration they get, comfort, joy, is a blessing. And so I hope that those songs continue to do the things that they're doing for people, onward. And I know, and I hope that my children will realize. I know that my children will realize that and see it, and as well as an example to the rest of the music scene. I hope that the way that I live my life, the things that I say, the sacrifices that I've made, the things that I've stood for and continue to stand for, trickle down and continue to add to the renaissance that we see in music all over the world.
Michale Graves, thank you for your time. It's always a pleasure for me.
Thank you, Rod. It's good to see you again.